Hi, and welcome to Origin of Concepts. In this episode, we'll take a look at this guy up here, Uranus from Greek mythology. Uranus Uranus, which means heaven, is the primordial Greek god of the sky and the personification of heaven, serving as the first supreme ruler in Greek mythology. He was born from Gaia, Mother Earth, which he also partnered, and become the father of the Titans. He is known for his tyranny, and Uranus was castrated and overthrown by his son Cronus, which separated the heaven and earth. And, when we're talking about heaven and earth, we also talk about the Milky Way Center, because there we find the origin of Uranus. So let's take a look at the Milky Way Center here. Uranus is a personification of the Milky Way Center, the great bronze dome in the sky. Specifically, the cloudy area above the disk, the heaven, or the primordial sky dome. So let me draw here. First of all, when Uranus is he's not considered like a god. He's more considered like a dome with stars and a cloud. So I don't know why the Romans start making statues and stuff like that. But here you see the brazen dome, or the bronze dome, of course, because that's his outer shell, so to speak, the shoulders in the sky. But this is just the container, so to speak, because in the descriptions is this area. He's the sky, and this is the divine sky in the myths, in basically every single myth, because they saw the Milky Way Center as the entire cosmos, with the earth here, the striped shadow, and the sky above, with all the stars and everything within this sky. So that's what Uranus is representing. And just to draw a similarity, in ancient Mesopotamia, this area was Apsu, the freshwater. So, but I'll make another video about that subject. Okay, so let's stay with this image and talk about his cape or cloak. Because Uranus wears a dark blue cape or cloak dotted with shimmering stars, often depicted with a cloud. And I think if you take a look at the picture now, you both see the cloak over the shoulders and the cloud, of course. And then there's a funny little detail, because in ancient times, when you were using the term stars, it was not the stars, the average stars you look up at every night. It was shining objects. And within the Milky Way, there's only two kinds of shining objects. And the first one is, of course, the shiny disk here in the middle. The main star of all stars. It was considered a star. The glowing light from the Milky Way Center, the golden disk, was a shining star. And on the cape of Uranus, there was, dots considered stars. But there's also all the colored stars here in the area within the cape of Uranus. And that's the stars, the shining ones. So it's very important because that's it's not only in Greek mythology, it's in many of the worldwide mythologies that those stars are the stars and not the average stars in heavens. And that has also led to a lot of confusions of constellations and stuff like that. Okay, I think you get me. So, yeah, and I can mention a last thing here because the area here, the blue area, the sky here, is also the void. You know, the place in heaven or in the Milky Way center or in the universe where everything manifests into the physical world. So, just to mention. And then Uranus is related to azure blue and white colors. And that's, of course, to mirror the blue area here in the top, because you got the white area here, so to speak, and the blue. And the entire term or meaning behind azure comes from this point in the sky, the azure blue sea, so to speak. Not here, but here. So let me mute it here, because that's the only blue place inside the Milky Way center. So, okay, let's go to some key aspects of the Uranus myth. I'll read from the textures and see if we can add things up here. So let me clean the board here. So I think we can leave his cloak or the dome, the golden dome. Uranus is both the son and husband to Gaia, Mother Earth. And then people think, aha, Mother Earth is planet Earth. No, it's not. Let me draw her here. For you who have seen my other videos, you know about the female posture here in this silvery shadow. This is Gaia. And she is the pure spirit, so to speak, who manifests the light from the disk into the physical world. You know, she makes a pure spirit to manifested spirit. And this manifested spirit is traveling through the striped shadow here into the earth, down to the morsel world, so to speak. And the striped shadow here is always considered the earth in basically every single myth around the world. So that's why she is Mother Earth. It has nothing to do with the planet Earth to do. So, just to mention, I'll make a video about Gaia later. But now you understand the basic. And Uranus is a tyrannical ruler. And he despised his children, imprisoning them within the womb of Gaia in the earth. So let us see. First of all, let's outline all the children's here, because the stripes and the striped shadow is the children of Uranus and Gaia. And the striped shadow here is also the crescent. And the crescent is the womb of Gaia, the cosmic womb. So there you see the children is, they are captured in the womb, of course. So, and what else do we got here? Yeah, you got all the children and the womb of Gaia, of course. And let's read on here. The castration. Because Kronos, the youngest son, castrated Uranus with a sidey or sharp blade. Let me do like this and put her back leg back here, because the scythe, the blade of the knife, is also the crescent here, the crescent of the striped shadow. And if we follow the outlines, it do something like this. So the womb is also the side. And the genitals is of course the golden ball here, the disc. And the red disk light, or the red part of the Milky Way center, is of course the blood of Uranus. And let me see here. Yes, and then there is actually detailed descriptions of the site in the textures, because the site is provided by Gaia. So Gaia gave the site to Kronos, and the site is Gaia. So of course. And the curved blade was often described as being made of flint. Aha. So the stripes here in the stripe shadow is the flint stone. So now it looks like a flint. But, the texture is always cryptic, because it's also made of adamantine, a mythological black metal, which is impossible to destroy. And, the stripe shadow consists of black stripes, and in between we got the white. I'll try to unmute it here. Black and white stripes. So you choose flint or adamantine, the black metal. It's made of both, of course. Okay, and from the aftermath after his castration is that from Uranus's blood that fell on Earth. And now I have to delete everything here, because Uranus's blood here fell on Earth. It fell into the striped shadow, which is the Earth. And let me outline it here so you can see the Earth here. When the blood fell on Earth, the giants was born, and the giants, or the baby giants, is also the striped shadow, or the stripes in the striped shadow here. And from the sea foam created by his severed body parts, Aphrodite was born, and his severed body parts is also the stripes here in the striped shadow. And I'll make it, it looks so nice when you Google it or read up, but it actually say his genitals, and that's what we got here. Let me outline it for you. Here you got the balls, and here you got the, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Dirt. So here we got his cut off parts, and it's cut into many pieces. Like Osiris in ancient Egypt, he was also cut into pieces, and this is basically the same story. So here you got the pieces, and from the sea foam, Aphrodite was born, and this is the sea. And when the sea gets wild, it becomes the waves here who makes the sea foam. And here again, they use the black and white, combination as the water mixed with sea foam. And this is also the shell from which Aphrodite comes ashore. And you can go watch my Aphrodite video, but I will just a Venus video, Venus and Aphrodite video. It's the same character. But she come ashore here in the seashell, and let me show it for you. It's here. Just follow the outline of the stripe shadow here. So this is also the seashell. Okay, I think that should be enough for you to know where to find Uranus from Greek mythology. Any questions, or if you want me to go deeper into some details of this myth, please write a comment below and I'll do my best to serve you. Okay, I think that's all, folks, for now. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching at my face here. And until next video, take care. Bye.